the people that work today in a service station really don't get to know many of them. They're a convenience store, and they're in the business of selling a lot of other things besides gas and oil. Uh, they're there to attract, they sell the gas and oil, but they sell a lot of other stuff. But as you work with them, it's passing at the counter, you check out and you pay and out you go. When we were working with people, uh, if you were greasing their car or if you were checking the oil in their car or whatever it might be, you carried on a conversation, not only about the weather, but about the crops, but about the family, all of that. So that whole element of personal interaction and personal information, I guess you could call it, about one another is gone. I don't see that at all anymore. And I think that society has lost a great deal by not having opportunities for that type of it. I mean, where can you go today and have an interaction as you purchase whatever it might be? You may have more interaction with the guy trying to sell you a new car than you would with anything else you buy. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
the sense of community that
yeah,
you guys had was...
Yeah, we had a true sense of community in that, I had my customers. I knew who they were. I had those customers that came just, to get a Kleenex or to bring in a manure spreader tire. But you accepted that with the hopes that maybe you'd get them in as a permanent customer. That was the whole thing that you did. So you bent over backwards of trying to attract people, but in terms of advertising our station, I put out a calendar every year, picture calendar. I forget what the pictures were on it, but little banks that you have, these squeeze banks that look like a football, and I don't know what else we used to do and we gave S&H green stamps also, which is something that was, I shake my head about it, but we did give stamps, and there was S&H and was there gold bond stamps, I think, were the two big stamps. But we had the S&H, and so that was one of our draws that we tried to promote.
Yeah.
The Will Auto Company, which was maybe the oldest there at that time, and that was...
Across the street.
Yeah, down a block. It'd be right across from where Dietz's are today. And they had a big dealership, but primarily Chevrolet. They were, Lawrence Will was a wonderful human being, very, very personable, and helped me on a number of occasions, just going and asking questions. He was that kind of an individual. The other dealership was the Anderson Motors that sold Pontiacs and had a Sinclair station down at the other end of town towards the school. And I guess you'd say my brother-in-law worked there as a mechanic. Then the Olivan was right next door to the station, and Hank was quite a character. He was up to something all the time, and he started a stock car racing over at Hungry Hollow in Mankato. I think it's out by the old travel trailer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Keepers. It was out in that road somewhere that there was a little bowl like, and he started that. It never went very far, but he was into some stuff like that. One day, Hank came over to me and was driving a truck, and it sounded awful. And he said, "Hugo, look under the hood. There's something wrong. See if you can see what it is." So I lifted up the hood, and he had this truck V8 engine running, but there was no head on the side. I lifted up, and these pistons are coming up at me like that, and he laughed and laughed about when I jumped back when I opened the hood. Anyway, that was Hank Olive. He was, but Hank was well known, very well known, and then became a farmer. And I don't know, I think that Don Rice bought that out, and then I don't know, it went on. But all of the dealerships just basically folded when the proprietors passed on. And they could not compete. It's like you have to be big in order to get the discounts on the cars. So that was, and I would say that most of those dealerships, that their biggest income was parts and service.
Yeah.
But they were here. They were all here. And so you had those dealerships. We depended a lot on, kind of hoping that their cars would wear out and we could sell tires cheaper than they could, or less expensive, I'm sorry, not cheaper. And the other thing that I think we really thought about was that we had the restaurants in town, so there was always activity. You had a movie theater, and you had the popcorn wagon on the corner, on weekends at least, selling popcorn. And
a bakery.
And a bakery, yes, but 5 restaurants in town. They weren't very classy, but the Dewdrop Inn, and I don't know what all the names were, but they were there.